Now on Coast TV News.
Guard Gap grows with tourists still swimming in its waters. How Ocean City Beach Patrol is working through the challenges of a smaller staff.
Moratorium reaction. We hear from people in Dagsboro as town officials consider changes to development.
The summer heat will increase today into Saturday, then a chance of showers and storms Saturday evening. Some of those could be strong to severe, then a cloudy and cooler Sunday. I'll track it on Futurecast coming up next.
Eagles win opener.
As they run Barkley inside, Saquon touchdown!
The big night for the Birds in a game that ended after midnight.
This is Coast TV News Today.
Yeah, it is Friday, September 5th, 2025. Good morning. I'm Matt Pensick.
And good morning. I'm Elisa Weber. Thank you for joining us for our 5 o'clock hour.
Yeah, with the Eagles, that was a 65-minute lightning delay in Philadelphia. Yes. Somebody told us about that yesterday, that was a possibility.
He did warn all those fans going to the game that they might have to deal with some weather. So I guess that means, Bob, we should listen to Bob.
I always do. But get this, Bob, that game ended at 12:15 this morning.
Yeah. Boy, it was a long one, and it was a close one as well. And yeah, we did warn folks about the weather. Glad it didn't delay things too much. And good morning, guys. We're looking at much milder conditions this morning, and it's pretty humid as well. 67 in Georgetown, Millsboro 65, same for Willards. Pretty mild along the coast. Ocean City 72, Rehoboth and Lewis both at 70 degrees. We've got a southwesterly breeze. You can feel that air. It's kind of heavy. It's that air you can wear. We're increasing the humidity. Haven't seen any fog this morning, but it's possible we could see some pockets of it as we go into the morning hours. Otherwise, we're in a warm southwesterly flow, and we're really going to feel like summer today. Make sure you dress for it. With temperatures in the 60s out the door, then mid-morning, low to mid-70s, and then by the noon hour, lower 80s, and then the southerly winds really kick in this afternoon with mid to upper 80s inland areas, 70s at the coast. And for this evening, looking at 70s and 80s. So for your Friday evening plans, I think the weather is looking great. Day part forecast has us nice and sunny today and warm. Upper 80s, close to 90 Saturday, with a threat for maybe strong to severe storms Saturday evening, and then a cooler Sunday. Much more in your forecast coming up in just a little bit.
All right, thank you, Bob. Our top story this hour is out of Cambridge. It's where a suspect is dead after he was shot by a police officer. It took place just after 5 last night. Let's show you where this occurred. According to Cambridge police, officers responded to the Deep Harbor development around Seaway Lane and Riverview Wharf, and they say there were reports of a man chasing a woman with a knife.
And here's what we are learning from the Cambridge Police Department. Officers found the man and tried to de-escalate the situation. They say he refused and made his way towards the officers. According to police, after several warnings, an officer shot the man. Life-saving measures were then taken. The man was flown to Tidal Health Peninsula Regional Medical Center in Salisbury, where he later died. This is a developing story, and we will provide updates when more information becomes available. And more details about this story out of Cambridge can be found on CoastTV.com or over on our mobile app.
We're learning about a fire yesterday morning in Milford that occurred at the First State Compassion Marijuana Cultivation Center. This is the same facility that Delaware Governor Matt Meyer toured at the end of July. That was right before the recreational marijuana market opened in the state. According to run logs, it was just after 8 a.m. the Carlisle Fire Company, Ellendale Volunteer Fire Company, and Frederica Volunteer Fire Company responded to the fire. We do not have details about the extent of the damage.
Post-Labor Day in Ocean City, a number of the town's lifeguards have returned back to school, leaving the beach patrol with a limited staff. According to the patrol, only a third of their staff remains at this point. Due to the staffing numbers, they say the distance between the lifeguard stands could be increased to more than 800 yards or a half mile. That is something one beachgoer told us he is keeping in mind.
If you're going in the water, I believe they should be here. You should be here with the lifeguards. If you're a really good swimmer, but you never know with the currents.
And the Beach Patrol recommends to only swim in front of a lifeguard. This morning, they are reporting 24 lifeguard stands are staffed for the day.
It was a bit of a nerve-wracking game in Philadelphia. Saquon Barkley, he's from Penn State, Elisa, rushed for the go-ahead touchdown late in the first half. The Eagles hang on for a 24-20 win, and we'll have more on this game later on Coast TV News Today.
A building moratorium was up for discussion in Dagsboro last night, and Coast TV photojournalist Matt Hipsman shows us why the town is considering limiting new construction.
We do have a moratorium on building right now and building permits. As part of that, in order to be responsible, the town is trying to take a look at some of the fees and the impact fees that we have and plan for how that could look in the future. So today we're really been reevaluating those, seeing what our current fees look like, our fee structures, and then how potentially we can alter or change those in order to make sure that as the town continues to grow, like many of the towns around here, we do so in a fiscally responsible way.
Love the history of it. They love keeping it the same. It's just good old Dagsboro is what everyone continues to say. So we'd love to try to keep that the same as much as we can.
Really, the ultimate goal is that we don't have major changes. I think we've heard a lot from the town. We've heard a lot from the people here. I think people really enjoy Dagsboro. It's a small town, but there's a lot of charm. How do we make sure that we balance the growth that the entire state is seeing right now, but also in a way that allows us to continue to keep that Dagsboro charm and continue to keep the current what is Dagsboro feeling.
People just love the feeling of the restaurant, walking down the street, everything just, staying the same. Not too many more businesses is what you keep hearing.
Everyone is just like a big old family, and I love that.
Happening this afternoon, members of Delaware's congressional delegation will get a first-hand look at the Indian River Inlet damage from high surf conditions. The U.S. Army Corps of Engineers is scheduled to show Senator Chris Coons and Representative Sarah McBride the restoration projects along the bridge and beaches. Army Corps is using over $8 million in state and federal money to replenish and protect the inlet in Route 1 from big storms.
And that is just one of at least 2 stops McBride is making today in Sussex County. At 5 p.m., she is scheduled to attend a community meeting with the organization Speak Out Against Hate. According to the organization, Representative McBride will deliver brief remarks and participate in a Q&A moderated by the Speak Out Vice President Treasurer Alan Slan.
New this morning, the Delaware DMV says a new registration fee for alternative fuel vehicles takes effect on October 1st. According to the DMV, the fee is in addition to the standard annual vehicle registration fees and applies to electric, plug-in, hybrid, and other alternative fuel types such as hydrogen, natural gas, and propane. Payments can start next month. The DMV says failure to pay by November 1st will result in the denial of all its services. And according to the DMV, the fee helps pay for road maintenance and improvements.
Powerball fever is heading into the weekend. The jackpot has jumped to a $1.7 billion prize. That is because no winner matched all 6 numbers in Wednesday's drawing, according to the Multi-State Lottery Association. The next drawing is tomorrow night. It will be the 3rd largest jackpot in U.S. lottery history. Your odds of winning are about 1 in 292.2 million. And we're just getting started this morning on CoastTV News Today.
Yeah, coming up, the Friday favorite, cool things to do.
To a powwow in Milton. Your cool things to do are coming up next.
Also, Capitol Hill clash, how sparks were flying in several exchanges between senators and HHS Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr. during a Thursday hearing.
An emergency drill today, what Salisbury University students and staff need to know about an alarm scheduled for later this morning. CoastTV News Today is back after this.
Are you suffering from hair loss? Maybe you need to cut a few pounds. Ready to start dating again? Well, here at East Coast Plumbing, Heating and Air, we can help you with none of that.
But what we can help you with is plumbing repairs, drain cleaning, tub and showers, water heaters, air conditioning, heat pumps, gas furnaces, and sewer and water main replacements. Stop dealing with chamois that don't work and call Delmarva's top service provider.
East Coast Plumbing, Heating and Air! Or find us online at eastcoastplumbing247.com. Forget about it.
Are you concerned how moisture is impacting your crawl space? Does it look like this? Let DryTech take your crawl space from this to this. Summer heat and humidity can turn your crawl space into a breeding ground for mold and mildew. At DryTech, our specialized encapsulation system keeps your crawl space dry, cool, and moisture-free. DryTech provides guaranteed peace of mind, so no more musty smells, no more mold, and no more humidity problems.
And we're here for your next crawl space project. Have you DryTech yet?
The big beautiful bill is ending solar tax credits, but your electric bills continue to rise. Paradise Energy has the solutions to keep your costs down and savings up. We're helping farmers and business leaders secure their tax savings before new rules make qualifying harder. For 16 years, Paradise Energy has installed thousands of systems and saved people like you millions. With our 10/10 guarantee, your investment is secure. If your system doesn't produce as promised, we'll write you a check for the difference. Learn more at paradiseenergy.com.
Not happy with your home's builder-grade gas fireplace? Let Chagrin Home Comfort Products upgrade your fireplace with a new one from Mendota, Regency, or Cozy Heat. These gas fireplaces add both warmth and aesthetic to your home. Chagrin has plenty of different styles and sizes to choose from. What are you waiting for? Start your fall fireplace project now before it's too late. Stop in one of our local showrooms or give us a call at 302-644-7700 to see how Chagrin Home Comfort Products can warm up your home.
5:10 on our Friday morning. We had a lot of fog previous mornings. This morning we're in pretty good shape, looking clear in Milford. 67 right now. You can see visibility 10 miles from the coast all the way towards the eastern shore. Temperatures are mild in the mid to upper 60s and low 70s at the coast, so make sure you have a windbreaker. That's pretty much all you need, as winds are light from the south and west. And we're looking at clear skies today, dressed for summer, as we're in a strong southwesterly flow. Here's a bus stop forecast for the kiddos. We're not dealing with fog this morning. It's dry and mild, so light jacket, 67 off to school. And then heading home, lots of sunshine, feeling like summer, warm and breezy, upper 80s, but feeling like low to mid 90s with the heat index.
Thank you, Bob. Later this morning, Salisbury University says it has scheduled an emergency alert exercise at approximately 10 a.m. University police will activate the campus's emergency siren, which will broadcast pre-recorded messages pertaining to the situation. Alerts will also go to office and classroom computers, emails, SU video monitors, and text notifications.
On the screen now is Griffith Lake Drive between Williamsville Road and Meadowbrook Lane in Milford. DelDOT says this area will close later this month due to painting of the bridge over Griffith Lake Spillway. The work starts on September 16th and is expected to wrap up by mid-October.
Good news for home buyers as mortgage rates continue to trend down. On Thursday, Freddie Mac said the average rate for a 30-year fixed-rate mortgage fell to 6.5% last week. That's down from 6.56% the week before. Thursday's report is also good news for those looking to refinance. According to Freddie Mac, 47% of mortgage rates were for refinancing options, the highest since October.
LEGO has unveiled a new Star Wars Death Star set, and may the force be with your wallet on this one. Check this out. The set is part of LEGO's Ultimate Collector Series. It's also the most expensive LEGO set. It'll set you back nearly $1,000. The set has over 9,000 pieces, which also makes it the largest Star Wars set to date. The Death Star set will be released early next month.
Weather-wise, good shape on this Friday morning. Spicer Brothers Camp in Salisbury, 66 degrees. Maybe a little bit of haze. Otherwise, we're looking good today as the summer heat and humidity intensifies today and into Saturday as well. And we're watching for the possibility of strong to maybe severe storms later Saturday. I have a yellow alert for that. Then a cooler and cloudy Sunday. Forecast details coming up in 2 minutes. Stay tuned.
Time is 5:15 and you are looking live at the bright lights along the canal in Lewis. Bob, just a reminder, summer is still here with us, and you're going to tell us all about that.
It's still here, Matt. Yeah, and officially for another couple of weeks. And then, of course, fall arrives September 21st. Here's the storyline for today. It's warm. It's going to be breezy, too, with highs in the 80s, not only today, but into Saturday as well. And with the humidity feeling like low to mid 90s, I am concerned about strong storms tomorrow evening. More on that coming up in just a bit. And then Sunday is a little different. We're looking at lots of clouds, a little cooler behind a cold front, and highs into the 70s. Temperature-wise this morning, not bad. 66 in Laurel, Millsboro, and Gumboro is 65. Milder than it has been recently. 70 in Lewis and Rehoboth. Ocean City, 72. And we've got a southwesterly breeze, a little stronger at the coast, but pretty calm inland right now. As we're looking at mainly clear skies, fog has been the problem the last couple of mornings, but not so this morning as we have a bit of a southwesterly breeze. We're watching a weak front back through Pennsylvania and into the Tennessee Valley. And then we're watching this swirl of low pressure across the upper Midwest, bringing the first snow of the season into the Arrowhead of Minnesota. It's very cold air behind this system, and it's this front that I'm concerned for tomorrow evening for maybe giving us strong to possibly severe storms. Here's Futurecast this morning, nice and clear and quiet. Temperatures in the 60s and then 70s mid-morning. By noon, we're into the low 80s. 83 Millsboro, 83 in Salisbury, and even warm at the beaches, mid to upper 70s from Fenwick Island to Dewey Beach, as it gets pretty breezy into the afternoon hours and very warm inland areas, mid to upper 80s with 70s at the coast. Heading out on your Friday evening, looking good. Temperatures in the 70s on the muggy side, and then into your Saturday morning, very mild. Temperatures in the low 70s, and then it's warm to hot tomorrow afternoon, mid to upper 80s. Then I'm concerned for showers and storms building in with a stronger front tomorrow evening. Heavy rain, maybe dangerous lightning, large hail, and maybe strong winds are possible as we go into Saturday night. And then Sunday morning, winds start to turn to the northwest. It's cloudy, it's cooler with drizzle as we head into Sunday possibly, and highs only in the low 70s. So a much different story as we go into your Sunday. And then Sunday evening, looking at clouds and temperatures in the 60s. There's a marginal or low threat of severe weather for the eastern shore through Salisbury, a part of Sussex County, and into Dover, with that threat for strong winds and some hail and maybe damaging winds too. And that's why I have a yellow alert as we go into tomorrow evening for that threat, with gusty winds out of the south over 25 miles per hour the next couple of days. But then by Sunday, those winds turn to the north and it's much cooler. 88 in Seaford and Georgetown today, 85 in Rehoboth with the summer warmth, 83 in Cambridge, 88 in Vienna, with Salisbury at 86, and 88 in Ocean City right along the coast. Paul Davis 7-day forecast, upper 80s today and tomorrow. There's that yellow alert for tomorrow evening for that threat for strong to severe storms, so be weather aware. Then it's cloudy, cooler Sunday, 72, as we have Sunday Night Football on Coast TV Sunday night, and then cooler into next week with mid-70s, and it remains dry and overnight lows into the 50s. And congratulations to Jim Schmitz from Milton on a brand new umbrella from Paul Davis and Coast TV.
Thank you, Bob. We are now taking a live look at Washington, D.C. this morning, where on Thursday it got heated during a hearing with Health and Human Services Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr., with lawmakers on both sides of the aisle challenging Kennedy on vaccine policy.
As NBC's Alice Barr shows us, accusations were directed to and came right back from Secretary Kennedy.
And you won't answer that question.
I answered it.
Fiery moments on Capitol Hill.
You're so wrong on your facts.
You're interrupting me, and sir, you're a charlatan.
As Health Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr. faced a flood of questions from senators in both parties about controversial moves at the nation's top public health agencies, especially on vaccines.
You are a hazard to the health of the American people.
Republican Bill Cassidy, himself a physician, pointing to new restrictions on COVID vaccine approvals for only older and high-risk Americans. Pharmacies now requiring prescriptions in many states or not offering the shots at all.
I would say effectively we're denying people vaccine.
The secretary, a longtime vaccine skeptic, defending his policy moves, and the firing of Centers for Disease Control Director Dr. Susan Menares after only a month on the job.
And it looks like she didn't bend the knee, so you fired her.
We are the sickest country in the world. That's why we have to fire people at CDC. They did not do their job.
He also replaced members of a key vaccine advisory committee with vaccine skeptics and canceled some mRNA vaccine contracts. Another Republican physician on the committee also voicing concerns.
Americans don't know who to rely on.
Secretary Kennedy adamant the CDC made critical mistakes during the pandemic.
And its disastrous and nonsensical policies destroyed small businesses, violated civil liberties.
Though he could not answer how many Americans died from COVID.
You're the Secretary of Health and Human Services.
The nation's health secretary under fire, still getting the critical backing of President Trump. In Washington, Alice Barr, NBC News.
President Trump said he didn't have a chance to watch the hearing, but he said he likes that Kennedy has different ideas.
From arts on the boardwalk to a powwow in Milton, your cool things to do are coming up next.
Today, Lewis University of Delaware is conducting a study about coastal resilience, specifically nuisance flooding, which is a form of flooding that occurs in low-lying areas at high tide, and steps that official Lewis are taking to improve coastal resilience. It's open to the City of Lewis property owners and renters. This coastal resilience workshop runs from 8:30 a.m. to noon. It's at the Lewis Public Library.
Happening this weekend, it's the Shore Living Expo. The event celebrates health, wealth, and home on Delmarva. The free family-friendly event takes place Saturday, that's tomorrow, at the Wicomico Youth and Civic Center from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m.
Yeah, this week we've been showing you the effects of the monsoon storm in the southwest U.S., and here is some of the latest. Check out the airport in Phoenix. We are seeing a wall of dust moving in from strong winds. Last week, 17 flights were delayed in one day due to gusts reaching over 70 miles per hour.
Well, Matt, I have to say you look extra happy today. Not only is it Friday, but those warm temperatures are back.
I do like the warm temperatures.
You do.
It is Friday. The beloved Nittany Lions are in action tomorrow.
Oh,
and today, Bob, it is shaping up as a nice day on our beaches. Had to get that in there.
I was thinking, you gotta get Penn State in there somehow. Probably to jab Elisa a little bit. But yeah, no, we're looking at beautiful conditions at the beaches, Fenwick Island and Ocean City. For the first time in a long time, low 80s this afternoon with sunshine, but once again, be cautious. Moderate rip currents and UV index very high. Waves around 2 to 3 feet. We're in the low to mid 80s in Lewis and low 80s in Rehoboth with lots of sunshine. And on the Bayside, starting out in the 60s in Cambridge today, and then at noon, lower 80s, mid 80s with sunshine. Later on, your UV index high, waves around 1 foot. Slightly cooler in Crisfield with lower 80s. Heads up into the weekend. Be weather aware. The possibility of some strong to severe storms Saturday evening. I'll have much more on that coming up a little bit later on.
Well, local summer is in full swing, and this weekend brings annual favorites plus some new events. Coast TV's Christina DeRobertis has your cool things to do.
I've got a tongue twister for you this week. Shop small, fall crawl. That's what's happening in Millsboro Saturday at American Legion Post 28 from 10 to 3. More than 75 vendors, a scavenger hunt, and a DJ all in store. In Ocean City, Seafood Week begins Saturday. More than 20 local restaurants are participating, serving signature seafood dishes from crab cakes, lobster rolls, oysters, and more. The 47th annual Nanacoke Indian Powwow brings culture, dance, and food to Hudson Fields in Milton both weekend days. It's an official state of Delaware recognized event focused on preserving indigenous culture and traditions. Another annual event returns to the Bethany Beach Boardwalk Saturday, the Bethany Beach Arts Festival, showcasing the work of more than 100 artists. That's from 10 to 5 p.m. And don't forget to check out the Shore Living Expo at the Wicomico Youth and Civic Center from 10 to 4 Saturday. You can celebrate all things that make Delmarva a great place to live. For more details, just head over to CoastTV.com and click on Cool Things to Do.
Now on Coast TV News.
Kiko churns stronger. The areas in the Pacific bracing from a Category 4 hurricane.
Coverage concerns with tourists still swimming in its waters, how Ocean City's Beach Patrol is working through the challenges of a smaller staff.
The summer heat will increase today into Saturday, then a chance of showers and storms Saturday evening. Some of those could be strong to severe, then a cloudy and cooler Sunday. I'll track it on Futurecast coming up next.
Paper checks ending. How the plan from the Treasury Department affects veterans and Social Security recipients.
This is Coast TV News Today.
September 5th, 2025. Good morning, everybody. I'm Matt Pensick. Good morning, Elisa.
Good morning, Matt. Good morning, I'm Elisa Weber. Thank you for joining us.
Yeah, it's just after 5:30 a.m. The weekend is upon us. Notice I didn't say the weekend is here. Just trying something out.
Are
something
you listening?
different.
Are you listening to me?
No, just freshening up.
You know, I did get my degree from Rutgers University, so you should probably listen to me.
Bob, really?
If
you missed it the last half hour, this is a tit for tat situation. There's First Alert meteorologist Bob Try. He's trying to stay out of it.
Matt, I think you should listen to Elisa. She is a degreed person from Rutgers, a very important person indeed. We're looking at temperatures now in the 60s to low 70s at the beaches, 70 in Lewis, 70 in Rehoboth, 72 in Ocean City. So a little milder here, slightly cooler inland, but still pretty mild with mid to upper 60s for those inland spots. And we're looking at a southwesterly breeze 60s right now, a little stronger at the coast, and it's a muggy breeze as our flow has turned to the south and west. We're looking at clear skies out there this morning, maybe just a few low clouds back to our west with a weak front back to our west, but our flow has turned to the southwest, and that will, well, make it feel like summer again out there today. 60s early on this morning. Here's Futurecast at 9 a.m. We're in the low 70s, lots of sunshine, so dress for summer today, and make sure you have a jug of water with you too to stay hydrated. By noon, we're in the low to mid 80s, 70s at the coast. Beautiful beach weather this afternoon. Bethany Beach 78, 76 in Dewey Beach, but you'll have to anchor down that umbrella a little bit because it'll be breezy there. But inland areas into the mid to upper 80s, and a beautiful evening if you're out and about, looking nice and clear. And for the kiddos off to school, dry and mild with sunshine this morning, 67, and then heading home, feeling like summer. They're going to be jumping off that bus and ready to jump in the pool. 88 degrees, warm and breezy. The warmth continues into a part of the weekend with a threat for storms. More on that coming up a little bit later on.
Thank you, Bob. Satellite from the Cooperative Institute of Research in the Atmosphere shows several swirling cirrus clouds above Hurricane Kiko's eye. Observed in the eastern Pacific Ocean, Kiko has now strengthened into a powerful Category 4 storm, according to the National Hurricane Center. Forecasters expect the storm to veer west-northwest by today, with its forward speed gradually increasing over the weekend as it tracks eastward towards Hawaii.
And we have developing news out of Cambridge. A suspect is dead after he was shot by a police officer. So let's show you where this occurred. According to Cambridge Police, officers responded to the Deep Harbor development that surrounds Seaway Lane and Riverview Wharf. They say there were reports of a man chasing a woman with a knife. This information was made available to us about 9 last night.
And here's what we are learning from the Cambridge Police Department. Officers found the man and tried to de-escalate the situation. They say he refused and made his way towards the officers. According to police, after several warnings, an officer shot the man. Life-saving measures were then taken. The man was flown to Tidal Health Peninsula Regional Medical Center in Salisbury, where he later died. This is a developing story, and we will provide updates when more information becomes available. And we have a full article about this situation on CoastTV.com.
Today, there are fewer lifeguards in Ocean City compared to just a few weeks ago. According to the Beach Patrol, only a third of the staff remains.
As Coast TV News reporter Kevin Zappe shows us, we're just days away from the whistles on the watch going quiet.
During the busy summer season, it can be hard to find a good spot to enjoy the sun and the sand. But post-Labor Day, as big crowds start to drive back home, there's plenty of space to pick a spot and enjoy the waves. That's something John Bailey and his wife do every year to celebrate their wedding anniversary.
I'd rather have it this way. The busy crowds, just too much sometimes.
But just like the crowds, around 2/3 of the lifeguards have already left their post. That means the 1/3 still on duty have a lot more area to cover. If you are planning to go to the beach in Ocean City soon, you might see a lot of lifeguard stands unoccupied. That's because according to the Ocean City Beach Patrol, a lot of their lifeguards have gone back to school. And while some is better than none, if you're going to head into the surf, it's safer to be in the view of the lifeguards that are still around.
If you're going in the water, I believe they should be here. You should be here with the lifeguards. If you're a really good swimmer, but you never know with the currents nowadays.
If you're trying to thread the needle of a late season beach trip with lifeguards still on duty to provide added safety, time is running out. According to the Ocean City Beach Patrol, the last day lifeguards will be on duty will be Sunday, September 21st. I'm Kevin Zappe in Ocean City, Coast TV News.
The Delaware Division of Motor Vehicles says a new registration fee for alternative fuel vehicles will take effect October 2025. Officials say the fee is in addition to the standard annual vehicle registration fees and applies to electric, plug-in, hybrid, and other alternative fuel types such as hydrogen, natural gas, and propane. Payments can be made starting October 1st, 2025. Failure to pay by November 1st will result in the denial of all DMV services. According to DMV officials, the fee will help contribute to the cost of road maintenance and improvements.
Delaware is making history, becoming the first state in the nation to partner with OpenAI on a new certification program. Here's what it entails. Governor Matt Meyer created a new Office of Workforce Development earlier this year, and that office will now lead the rollout of AI training and certifications in schools, job programs, and workplaces. And we have a full article about this on Coast TV's app and on coasttv.com.
Well, make sure you buy your Powerball tickets because the jackpot has jumped to a $1.7 billion prize. That is because no winner matched all 6 numbers in Wednesday's drawing, according to the Multi-State Lottery Association. The next drawing is tomorrow night, and it will be the 3rd largest jackpot in U.S. lottery history. Your odds of winning are just 1 in about 292.2 million.
Got a heads up, if you still receive a check in the mail for your federal benefits, the Treasury Department is phasing out its use of paper checks for Social Security payments at the end of this month. Plan will also impact the use of paper checks for veterans benefits and tax refunds. Those benefits will get paid out electronically. The government says paper checks are costly and they're more vulnerable to fraud and theft. You can sign up for direct deposit. The Treasury also offers Express Direct Debit MasterCards if you prefer that. And we still have a lot more news to get to. Don't go anywhere.
Coming up, fire at marijuana facility. We'll tell you about the building recently visited by Governor Matt Meyer in July.
Also, Run Eagles Run, how the ground game propelled the Birds to an opening night win over their hated rival, Dallas.
And solar opportunity, Georgetown homeowners could get a chance to add solar panels, how a new battery would make it possible. Stay with us on Coast TV News Today.
540 on our Friday morning Tidal Health Cam in Salisbury. Good visibility, dry roads, 66 right now. And you can see the good visibility 10 miles from the eastern shore into Delaware and Maryland as well. Mid to upper 60s out the door, so kids and adults alike, just a light jacket out the door. Close to 70 at the beaches. And a southwesterly breeze that's a little stronger at the coast, and that'll bring in pretty muggy air today. And it'll feel a lot like summer with clear skies out there with a southwesterly flow. That summer warmth sticks around into tomorrow. Here's your golf forecast. I let the putt short on purpose this time, Matt Pensick, because it's kind of muggy out there, a little uncomfortable, quite warm, 88. So dress lightly, light colored clothes, and make sure you have water to stay hydrated. And make sure to call the Coast TV First Alert weather phone. It's sponsored by the law offices of Brockstead, Mandalis, Federico.
Georgetown homeowners may finally get a chance to go solar. Right now, too much solar energy can overload the local grid, so no panels are allowed. Delaware Electric Cooperative tells us they have plans to fix that by adding a large battery to the Bruce Henry Solar Farm. It would store extra energy when the sun is shining and release it when demand is high, keeping the grid stable. That means about 100 homes could soon install solar panels.
The Delmarva Sports Network from the Wawa Studios.
Good morning, sports fans, and fly, Eagles, fly. The defending Super Bowl champs were in action Thursday night. America's team came into town trying to play spoiler on Super Bowl banner night. The drama in this game, it started early. Before the first offensive snap was even taken, Eagles defensive tackle Jalen Carter was ejected for spitting on Dak Prescott. You can see Prescott there. Looks like he spit on the ground, but then Carter spit right on him back. So the Eagles started this game shorthanded before it ever even got going. But early in the first quarter, Cowboys are driving. Dak Prescott with the play fake, looking for his favorite target. He finds CeeDee Lamb inside the 2. And the next play, Javonte Williams takes the handoff up the middle for the score. His first touchdown as a Cowboy gives Dallas an early lead, but the Eagles would respond. Here's Jalen Hurts to Will Shipley on the screen pass, and Shipley's got plenty of room, taking off down the sideline, finally tackled inside the 6. The Eagles are set up in range. Then on 3rd and goal, the Eagles, Hurts drops back, plenty of time in the pocket, scrambles, nobody's open. Hurts scampers in for 6, and the Eagles tie it up at 7 late in the first. Then in the second quarter, Eagles trailing 14-7. Hurts is going to change that. Nobody open in the end zone, so he takes off for the pylon, and Hurts dives in for the score. His second rushing TD of the night. The Eagles are rolling. Next drive, Eagles down 17-14. Just give it to Saquon and let the man do the rest. Barkley powers into the end zone to put the Eagles up for good. They'd go on to win on opening night 24-20. That'll do it for sports. Thanks for watching, and have a nice day, everyone.
And coming up tonight on DSN, it's Elisa's favorite show at 6, Nittany Game Week. Then at 6:30, we have Down and Distance. 7, it's Scoops and Scores. Then at 7:30, it's live high school football, and Parkside visits Del Mar. The final score is at 11. Over on the DSN Plus app, you get that Del Mar Parkside game along with these exclusives. A full night of high school football for you. 6 o'clock, Ken Island at Cambridge South Dorchester. Then 3 games at 7. Rising Sun at Queen Anne's County. William Penn at Cape. Dover's at Appoquinimink. Sunday Night Football's also back, and you can watch the Ravens take on the Buffalo Bills. It's right here on Coast TV at 8:20.
Movie news now with an international flavor. Here's David Daniel with today's Hollywood Minute.
You have to have fun with it.
Jason Momoa is getting his Street Fighter on. He'll play Blanca in a live-action adaptation of the classic video game franchise. The cast also includes Curtis 50 Cent Jackson as Balrog and David Dastmalchian as M. Bison. Street Fighter, the first film in a deal between Legendary Pictures and video game company Capcom, is due in IMAX and other theaters October 16th, 2026.
You want to rub your hands together like this? You can tell me what choir's about. Singing? Yeah. Batia! Tosofa! Okay, that's a work in progress.
A grieving mother draws on her Samoan roots, teaching elite, mostly white New Zealand private school students in Tina. She and her choir defy expectations, make connections, and discover what's possible when they encourage and celebrate each other. Tina is in theaters today. In Hollywood, I'm David Daniel.
If you're having a rough week, you can cheer up with a weekly dose of local good news from Coast TV with personal features, fun things to do each weekend, and more. You can sign up right now for free at coasttv.com and get your weekly dose of joy directly to your inbox on Friday.
Still pretty dark out there. Sunrise after 6:30 now. 67 in Milford. Good visibility on the Bay Health Cam and dressed for summer. As the summer heat and humidity intensifies today, continues into Saturday, and be weather aware Saturday evening for the possibility of strong to maybe severe storms with a cooler and cloudier Sunday. Your forecast details in 2 minutes. Stay tuned.
The time is now 5:47 and we are taking a live look outside at Salisbury this morning. And Bob, we're going to jump to tomorrow because there is an event going on in Salisbury that we will all be at. Tell us a bit more, Bob.
Yes, Elisa, you, me, Matt, the whole gang, or pretty much the whole gang, out at the Wicomico Civic Center for the Shore Living Expo from 10 a.m. till 4 p.m. tomorrow. We'll be greeting folks, giving away some merch, and having a good time out there. And if you're headed to the expo or anything you're doing tomorrow, it's going to be warm with partly sunny skies to partly cloudy conditions. Upper 80s by the afternoon with the humidity feeling like low to mid 90s. And then heads up for some storms into the evening hours. More on that coming up. But out the door, it's mild. 67 Georgetown, Redden, and Milton at 66. And 70 from Lewis down to Bethany Beach with 72 in Ocean City. Calm winds now, a little bit of a breeze along the coast, but we're going to see those southwesterly winds today, continuing to bring in the heat and humidity. As we're looking at clear skies right now on the satellite picture, maybe a little bit of fog around the D.C., Annapolis, and Baltimore area, but I don't think fog's a problem this morning for us as our flow has turned in out of the southwest. We have a weak front across the Ohio Valley, but a stronger front across the Midwest. You can see this swirl here across the upper Midwest. This is a cold rain and the first snowflakes of the season into the arrowhead of Minnesota and northern Wisconsin, and very cold air wrapping in around this system. That will be moving in the cooler air by Sunday. But Futurecast this morning has us in the 70s and then low 80s by noon away from the coast. At the beach is finally warming up. 74 in Dewey Beach, 76 in Fenwick Island, and getting pretty breezy as well by 4 p.m. 85 in Rehoboth, Fenwick Island 76. But then you move inland and it's toasty with mid to upper 80s, and then looking mild into this evening and very mild through the overnight hours. By Saturday morning, we're in the low 70s to start, and then another very warm day with 80s to close to 90 degrees. And then we're watching for showers and storms moving into the evening hours. some of these could be on the stronger side. Heavier rain, maybe large hail, the possibility of damaging winds. So keep that in mind for your Saturday evening, and then those should quit through the overnight hours. Then we get into a cloudy regime behind a cold front on Sunday, maybe a little bit of drizzle. It's not going to be a great day. Temperatures struggling to get into the low 70s and lots of clouds during the day. We do have a marginal or low risk of severe weather for the eastern shore back through Crisfield, Salisbury, up towards Dover tomorrow night, as we're watching for damaging winds and the possibility of large hail. It's gusty winds today up to about 25 miles per hour. Then those winds start to turn to the north on Sunday, bringing in that cloudy and cooler air. Upper 80s from Seaford to Milford and Dover today, 83 in Easton, Vienna 88 with 85 in Pocomoke City, Chincoteague 87. Paul Day have a 7-day forecast. Toasty through Saturday. Heads up for those evening storms, cloudy and cooler Sunday 72, and then mid-70s next week, sunshine Monday, more clouds Tuesday through Thursday, but staying dry and lows in the 50s.
All right, thank you, Bob. Now, we're learning about a fire yesterday morning in Milford. It occurred at the First State Compassion Marijuana Cultivation Center. This is the same facility that Delaware Governor Matt Meyer toured at the end of July, and that was right before the recreational marijuana market opened in the state. According to run logs, this was just after 8 a.m., the Carlisle Fire Company, Ellendale, and Frederica companies responded to the fire. We do not have details about the extent of damage.
New overnight, Caitlin Clark says she will be sitting out for the rest of the season due to an injury. The Indiana Fever star will miss the remainder of the 2025 WNBA season. Clark has not played since July 15th due to a groin injury. She announced the news on social media, where she expressed her frustration at her lack of process, saying she spent hours in the gym every day in an effort to recover. And Clark's sophomore season has been derailed by injuries. She only played 13 times due to a left quad strain that kept her out for 3 weeks, a left groin injury that sidelined her for 2 weeks, and now a right groin injury.
It's almost time to celebrate all things that make Delmarva a great place to live. Everyone is invited to the Shore Living Expo, featuring local vendors, live demonstrations, and more. It's all happening tomorrow, 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. As Bob said, we are all going to be there at the Wicomico Youth and Civic Center. Hope to see you there, too.
The time is now 5:52, and we're going to check in with our Coastal Pet of the Day.
And today's Coastal Pet of the Day, as it does each Friday, comes to us from the Brandywine Valley SPCA. Check out Sylvester on your screen. Sylvester is a cute and playful pup, and we are told his energy will have you laughing and playing along with him. If you want to adopt Sylvester or any other lovable pet, just head on over to the Brandywine Valley SPCA. Also, get this, the organization's still looking for the perfect pictures for its 2026 Picture-Perfect calendar. Yes, it's PAWFECT calendar. You can register at the Brandywine Valley SPCA website.
And we want to see more of your pets on Delmarva. Send us photos and tell us what makes them so special. You can take a look at your screen.
Yep, scan that QR code there, top center, get your friends to us, then watch weekdays 5 to 7 a.m. to see all the pets we feature.
The European Union has banned the use of a key chemical ingredient in certain gel nail polishes and other cosmetic products. Regulators have classified the chemical known as TPO as a type of reproductive toxicant. TPO responds to light and it helps gel nail polish set under ultraviolet light. The ban took effect this week.
Check your freezers, because we have the recall of some bags of vegetables because of a possible contamination with listeria to tell you about. Endico's frozen peas and carrots and mixed vegetables are sold in 6 states on the East Coast and in Washington, D.C. This is between July 18th and August 4th. The peas and carrots have a use-by date of June 10th, 2027. The mixed vegetables, they have a use-by date of June 16th, 2027. Now, you can return the vegetables to the store for a full refund. So far, good news here, no illnesses are reported.
Getting health insurance through your job is about to get more expensive. Employer benefits consulting firm Mercer collected the numbers in a survey. It found workers can expect to pay, on average, an additional 6 to 7% in premiums next year. But that typically means you'll pay higher deductibles and out-of-pocket costs instead. Many companies are also offering workers more plan options, some of which have lower copays, depending on the practitioner. The projected increase is the steepest cost hike in 15 years. The time is now 5:57, and we're going to take another look at our forecast before you head out the door.
Yeah, like Rick Vaughn in the movie Major League, First Alert meteorologist Bob Trihey bringing the heat this morning.
Oh, no. All right. I said my pitching form is not good. Maybe my forecasting form is a little better, hopefully. Here's our day part forecast. We're looking at that summer field today. Lots of sunshine, upper 80s with a southwesterly breeze, and feels like temperatures into the afternoon hours into the low 90s. So it's been a while since we've seen this kind of warm, so make sure you stay hydrated. Paul Davis 10-day forecast, 89 on Saturday. Yellow alert for the evening hours for the potential of strong to severe storms, maybe large hail and damaging winds. Watch for that. Otherwise, big cool down on Sunday. Clouds, 72. And then we're pretty much in the 70s next week, and unfortunately staying dry. We need the rain. Looks like our best chance comes later Saturday. Overnight lows next week into the 50s.
Coming up in our next hour, OC staff stretched. We look at how the town is dealing with the challenges of having fewer lifeguards in its beach patrol. That and more when we continue with Coast TV News Today.